Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm back at you another video about how a guy tried to kill me at the bar because he's a crackhead and crackheads be like that. So, video starts off, it's just a regular night, like, I don't know, it's like a Thursday or a Friday night, one of our busier nights back when the bar was lit. So we had 3 bartenders up there, like, that's usually pretty crazy for us because normally we keep 2 bartenders up there on like a busy night. Like, Monday, or Sunday through Wednesday we have 1 bartender. And then on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have 2 bartenders because it normally gets busy and you can't handle it all by yourself. So this was an exception where I was up there as a 3rd guy. They called me up there like, hey, dude, we're busy. And so I came up there. So I'm up there, we're chilling, like, it's pretty busy. We're all doing our thing, singing drinks, all that stuff. We're cutting it up. It was me and 2 other girls. That's going to be pretty important. So we're chilling, and, like, this crazy looking guy comes in, like, long gray hair, like, he looks sketched out, like, everybody's looking at him, we're like, ooh, this dude's whack. So, whatever, we shall never deny a guest even the most ridiculous request type shit. So, he comes to the bar, he's like, let me get a beer and let me get a shot. We're like, alright, whatever. So, one of the girls gave him a beer and a shot. We don't see him for a minute, but, like, every time we look, like, out at the floor and stuff, like, we're all behind the bar making drinks, and so, like, we look out on the floor, and, like, this dude, he's, like, checking out, like, younger girls. Like, at our bar, we have a policy where if you're under 18, you can be in there, but you have to have a parent with you past, like, 8 o'clock. So, pretty normal stuff. So, like, there's a high school near us, so, like, parents will come down, like, hang out, have beers or whatever with their friends, but, like, they'll have their kids there, and, like, they'll eat, because, like, we're a bar and a restaurant type thing. There's kids in there, like, there's, like, high school age girls in there, but they're not 18. And this dude's like in his 50, like, he's like 55, like, age has not been kind to this dude, but his ID said like 55. So, like, every time, like, I'd see this dude, he'd be like checking out these young girls, and I'm like, oh, that's really weird, but, like, I can't really do anything about it. Like, I can't just go up to him and be like, buddy, like, you can't just be over there on these young girls, like, that's weird, he's gonna, like, shank me or something. So, the night goes on, we're busy, and so, like, this customer comes up to me, I'm running the floor, like, I come back behind the bar, and this guy comes up to me, he's like, hey, dude, come here. And he's like, you know that crazy old dude over there? And I'm like, yeah, what about him? He's like, I'm sitting over there playing pool with my girlfriend, and this guy, he comes up to me, and, like, has his prescription bottle, like the orange prescription bottles, sets it on the pool table, and is like, I got 20 in this bottle. I got 20 on the game. You in? And the guy's obviously like, dude, no, like, I don't want your pills. Like, that's probably not even your name on the prescription. Like, why do you have that? Why are you trying to bet pills on this pool game? Like, I'm not about that. I'm just up here with my girl trying to play pool. Like, back up. And apparently the crazy dude got, like, he took that to heart and got mad about it. Like, he was trying to pool shark this guy for drugs at my bar. And so I'm like, dude, I'm sorry about that. Like, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, I'll talk to him. Like, here's a beer for your trouble. Because, like, you shouldn't go to a restaurant or a bar and have crackheads talk to you like that. Like, that's really weird. So, like, the guy's at the bar, and I'm like, buddy, you can't be doing that. Like, he's like, what, you got a problem with gambling? And I'm like, it's not the gambling part. Like, if you don't put money on your pool games, that's between whatever, but can't have you betting drugs on your games. Like, it's not gonna work for me, buddy. The night progresses, he gets upset about that, and, like, so one of the girls, like, we're, like, this alley behind our bar, like, we've got our bar set up where, like, all the alcohol and beer is at, then we've got, like, a sink and a fridge area, like, back behind this wall where customers can't see us. So we're back there, like, where our drink machines are, we're back there, we're cutting it up, and the girls, they come up to me and they're like, hey, that guy's, like, saying really weird things to us. I'm like, what's up? And they're like, apparently this, like, I'm not gonna get into it because it's, like, it's kind of graphic, but he was talking about, like, really doing really obscene sexual things to these girls, and I'm like, they're grown women, like, they're adults, but, like, you're still not gonna talk to my bartenders like that. Like, you can get out of my bar if you're gonna talk to these people like that. Like, you're not gonna talk to customers like that. You're especially not gonna talk to my staff like that. So they're like, hey, I don't want anything to do with this guy. I'm like, yeah, don't worry, I'll handle it. This guy's at the bar. He, like, sets his beer down on the bar, and he's like, I'll have another one, boy. And I'm like, you're not gonna call me boy. at least show me some kind of respect. Call me by my name, sir, bartender. Don't slam your beer down on my bar and say, I'll have another one, boy. So that upset me on top of everything else this idiot has been doing all night. So I'm like, dude, no, like, you're cut off. Like, I'm not giving you anything else to drink. You've had plenty. Because, like, you could tell he's, like, even more worse off than alcohol. Like, you could tell when somebody's taken anything else with alcohol because you act totally different when you're on pills or any kind of other drug and alcohol rather than just alcohol or just that drug. And I could definitely tell with this guy. Like, I've seen enough people to know. So he's like, what do you mean, no? And I'm like, that's my job. Like, that's part of my job description. I have to know when to cut somebody off, and I'm cutting you off, sir. I'm like, I can offer you food or I can offer you a non-alcoholic drink, but I'm not serving you any more alcohol, and none of these girls are going to offer you any more alcohol either, especially after the way you've talked to them. And so, you know, he doesn't take that very nicely, and he's like, you gotta be shitting me, boy. And I'm like, no, sir, I'm not. Like, I have to stay polite with him, like, to a certain degree. Like, I've got to tell this guy no, like, he's not getting alcohol. He's not going to pressure me into giving him alcohol. And he's like, I'm like, sir, no, I can't do it. Like, the law says this and this. I'm telling him the law, and I'm like, I tell him again I can give him food or a drink, or, like, if he's going to keep acting this way, he can leave. So he doesn't take that kindly, and he's like, you know, I'd beat your scrawny ass, you know. He's like, if you step outside, we can take this out in the street. You know, winner gets a beer. And I'm like, no, we're not going to step out in the street. Winner's not going to get a beer. I'm like, sir, is that a threat? And he's like, hell yeah, it's a threat. And this man, the now infamous quote at this bar, he does this and he goes, you can look into these eyes and what do you see? I'm like, I see your eyes. He's like, these are the eyes of a killer. I've been to jail. I've been locked up. I've killed, boy. I'm like, dude, like, I've had enough at this point. I'm like, sir, that's a threat. You're going to have to leave. Like, my bosses are sitting at these high tops, like, with their friends, and, like, they obviously see this going on, because, like, things have died down. It's later in the night. People are just chilling, listening to music, having a good time and whatnot. And this guy, he's, you know, throwing a fit at the bar, saying he's going to kill me. My boss comes up, and he's like, we got a problem here? And I'm like, yeah, we've got a problem. This guy, he's got to go. And he's like, I know where you work. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, dude. Like, you're here with me. So he's like, I'm going to be waiting for you out there. When you get off, you and those pretty girls over there, you're mine. I'm going to kill y'all. So this is where it gets interesting. You know, we blow it off, whatever. Haha, that dude, man, he was an idiot. He sure got us, man, drunk. He needs to go home. So all the staff parks on one side of the road. You know, we all spark with each other. You know, when we get off, we walk to our cars with each other. So, you know, like, scary. It's like 1 a.m. So, you know, I look out there. You know, I'm just like, hey, whatever happened to this dude? I look out there. This dude's sitting on this, on like this public bench next to our staff cars. So he just parks right next to this bench. Like, he's just sitting there, sitting on this bench. I'm like, nope, that's not going to work. I tell the other girls, I'm like, hey, watch the bar for me. I'm going to have to call the cops. I guess he sees me looking through these double doors and, like, tries to rush the doors. So I lock the door that I'm standing next to, and I tell everybody at the bar, I'm like, hey, this dude's fixing to, like, try to rush the door. Watch the door for me. Then I look over at the bar. This guy, he's, like, trying to rush the bar door. Then the cop shows up. I guess the cop, he was, like, doing patrols or, like, around the city. It's a small town. So he's there pretty quickly. And, like, this guy, he just walked in the street. Like, I gave a description of the guy, I gave his name. So the cop obviously sees him. Like, there's only one, like, long, gray-haired old guy acting stupid outside of this bar. So the cop, like, pulls up and just, like, flashes his lights. And, like, the guy just turns around and just keeps walking, acting, like, nonchalant, like, oh, it must be a mix-up. Cop's not talking to me. Just, like, tries to book it and run off. And he's, like, hobbling, limping off. And so the cop pulls up and he's like, whoa, 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 can't do that. Like, gets in front of him, like, parks his car like a 45 to block him off like he would do a car so he can't get past. And, like, gets out. The dude tries to run again. Like, he just, like, hits him with, like, some NFL juke, turns around, goes the other way. So the cop has to chase this guy on foot. And, like, eventually, like, tackles him and gets him on the ground. This dude, he's on the ground. He's screaming. He's cussing. He's, like, trying to hit the officer. He's, like, spitting at him. Like, this guy's acting a fool. So the cop finally gets him in cuffs and stuff. And me and the other girl I was working with, she was the most senior bartender there. So me and her go out there. It's the cop that we have to call every time. Every time something stupid happens, it's this poor cop feel bad for this guy. We're on first name basis. So he's like, fun night, huh? And I'm like, yeah, definitely. So like we tell him like how he's like saying he's gonna kill us, all the sexual things he said to the girls, and the cop's like, yeah, well, you know, I found drugs on him. He's got a fleeing charge. He's got an assault charge on me. He's like, do y'all want to press assault charges and like terroristic threat? And I'm like, no, let's probably not charge terroristic threat. He didn't try to blow the place up. But what we did charge him with was a criminal trespassing. So basically what that means is if he sets foot on our property, we call the cops, he's immediately arrested. He's going to jail for it because he's been barred from this place. So the cop goes over there. This guy's in the car. He's screaming and stuff, still in the car, like kicking the seat and like hitting the glass with his head and stuff. So the cop goes over there, tells him everything, reads him his rights, all that good stuff. And he tells him, he's like, hey man, if you ever come to this bar again, they're going to call the cops. They're going to call me. And when we show up, you're going straight to jail, no questions asked, because you know that you're trespassing from here. Like, that's fine. If they come to my place, it's trespassing too. And let them know it's on site. And I'm like, so the cop, he comes over and he's laughing his ass off. And he's like, and I'm like, what, dude? And he's like, he just wants to let you know that if you go to his house, it's the same rules. It will be trespassing and you're going to go to jail. And he's like, I can't deny him that. Guess I won't show up to this crackhead's house that I don't know where he even lives. But it gets even better. This was around November, and then Christmas is in December, obviously. So one day, we're all chilling at the bar. Me and the other girl, we're sitting at the bar, and one of the cooks calls me back into the kitchen. He's like, hey, dude, come here. And it's like, we've got these little paper, like, boat things, we call them, like checkered stuff like you'd get at, like, school lunches, kind of. So he's got one of those flipped upside down on the counter in the kitchen. He's like, hey, pick that up. And I'm like, I'm not picking that up, dude. Like, you got something stupid under there. Like, you're not going to get me. I'm not picking it up. And I pick it up. It's this dude's mugshot. Like, it's 8x10s and a mugshot. And he's like, unwrap it, dude. It's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Switch. I'm like, damn, guys. Like, that's really cool. Like, thank you for getting me that. This guy who was going to kill me, these guys, they put this game they bought me for Christmas in this dude's mugshot. And your coworkers may do whatever for you, but I think that's probably one of the most thoughtful gifts I've ever got, because, first off, probably not many of y'all have been threatened to be killed, much less have your gift be wrapped in the dude's mugshot. So really, that's all I've got for today. That's all I've got for the guy who's tried to kill me. He's the only guy that's tried to kill me. That's good, I'd rather have it be 0, but if you like the content, leave a like, share, subscribe it, Thanks for supporting the last video, and I'll see you in the next time.